Hey there. GameDate now is voice chat. Game sessions now have an option to enable a voice lobby, which can have up to 20 players. I'll cover this further in the video, as well as the discussion board that was recently added and what its purpose is. Then I'll go over an upcoming art contest for a new website logo and a few other things. Before that, a quick thank you to everyone who watched and shared the first video. The site started with zero reach, and it's grown entirely through people passing it around. I'm going to continue working on the project and making sure every feature will tie back to the core idea, helping people find players for niche and dead multiplayer games. Thanks a lot. Now, let's go over the voice chat. The way you create a voice chat lobby is tied to how you usually create a game session. You open the new session button and you fill in the usual details. Afterwards, look for the option called Voice Lobby. The drop down menu will give you options for 4 to 20 seats, which indicates how many people can join in. Note that the host has to activate the lobby within a 30-minute time window before and after the session goes live. Then, once it's activated, anyone can join. Now, I'll cover the two moderation tools the host can use to control their lobby. The first one is the kick button. Kicking removes a player from the lobby and prevents them from joining again. It bans their IP address and account they used, and you can always unkick them by going into the OP button and selecting kicked users and unkicking their hash ID. The second is the lock lobby button. Once your group is full or you've got everyone you need, you can lock the lobby so no one else can join mid-session. Unlock at any time if you want to let more people in. I'll be looking into implementing more tools in the future so that the host has more control over their voice lobby, like being able to fully mute individuals if you're playing games like Asylum and Mafia social deduction games, but that's for a future update. So that covers the voice chat, how you set it up, and the controls the host has over their voice lobby. Now let's talk about the discussion board.
It even has a retro-styled message board for communications.
I feel like I haven't properly explained why it exists. Its main purpose is to store long-term information that can be linked to game sessions, so that you don't need to write the same thing every time you schedule a session. The creator of the game session can link discussion board threads during the creation process of their session or after it's created by clicking the Add button. And if the host forgets to provide information, a user can click the Suggest button and search for the useful thread from the discussion board. Once the thread is linked, other users can then determine if the linked thread is useful or not. If more than one person clicks the useful vote button, the linked thread then becomes visible to everyone who views the current game session. Now, the discussion board has 3 sections you can link threads from. The first one is the servers board. This is where you store connection info like IP addresses, server names, and ports. The stuff players need to actually get into the game. The second is the guides board. If a game needs you to install mods or tweak configuration files or follow a specific setup process before you can play, that's what this board is for. And then there's the Smuggler's Den. A lot of multiplayer communities are locked inside Discord servers. The server IP could be pinned in one channel, and the setup guide could be buried in another. And if you're not already in that Discord, you'd never find it. The Smuggler's Den is where people take that information and post it publicly so anyone can access it. There's another feature that appears when you go to the discussion board, a new panel that replaces the trending section. It's called the Smuggler's Bounty. The Smuggler's Bounty works like the in-demand tab, but for walled-off Discord content. It lets people vote on what game information they want smuggled out of Discord. Both single-player and multiplayer content is fair game. And that covers the main sections of the discussion board. There's a few other boards for things like finding groups, game discussion, and leaving feedback. Feel free to check them out. One more thing. We're going to be doing an art contest for a new logo. That's right, GameDate is getting a brand new logo, and I'd like to invite the artists in the crowd to take their shot at it. The contest will run for 2 weeks, and the logo should include a calendar. So if you've got what it takes, feel free to participate and submit your creations. The winner will receive $250. Visit the GameDate logo art contest thread for more information. The link is in the YouTube description. And that wraps up the second video for GameDate. I'll keep developing the site and listening to feedback. There are more features I'll be looking into, like better Discord integration, server startups, and APIs that let developers connect their games directly to GameDate. I'll cover those when they're ready. If you have ideas or run into issues, you can either email me or use the discussion board's feedback section to post about it. And a donation button will come eventually. Thanks for watching.
To play a 50-year-old shooter with 3 other people at